Good morning, this is Wayne Bilal with your Smart Profit Maximizing Moment. Today we're going to talk about creating your 2020 profit plan. Before we do that though, let me do a better job introducing myself. My name is Wayne Bilal. I'm a local CPA in El Paso, Texas. Founded the CPA firm in 1991. Actually been doing this a lot longer than that. Started in the late 70s. So I've been working with small business owners for 40 plus years. Seeing them succeed, seeing them struggle, seeing them overcome obstacles. One of the biggest things that I've seen is them having huge improvements by having an actual profit plan rather than just letting things go. So let me tell you about that. I'm always telling my business owners, like I said, they have to have a profit plan. I've seen many different profit plans, including a few that were literally drawn up on the back of a cocktail napkin. Of course, if you want to achieve massive profits, you probably need a little bit more organized method. I've developed a system after trying many different options taught by other business gurus. One of the advantages of the systems I teach is that business owners can really easily understand it and implement it. Call your accountant if you need a little bit of help, call me, whatever. One of the things, I'm going to go over some numbers. Numbers are hard without seeing them, okay? So I'm going to actually post an article that I wrote that supports this profit moment that shows the actual numbers, all right? So the best way to find it, it'll be a little bit later today, but the best way to find it is to go to my blog. Easiest way to get there, wjb-cpa.com, our firm website, wjb-cpa.com. Second tab from the left says blog. Click on it, this will be right there, all right? If for some reason you're doing this later and it's not right at the top, there's a search box on the right-hand side. Just search creating your 2020 profit plan. All right. I start by creating a spreadsheet that has the following in it. And like I said, this is hard to do numbers, so I want you to make sure you go check out the blog. All right. And while you're at it, sign up in case you miss some of these. I start by creating a spreadsheet that looks like the following. Let's start with sales. And I'm actually going to use numbers from a client that I worked with. Sales, 4.3 million. Cost of goods sold, 2.1 million. When I subtract one from the other, I get gross profit or real revenue of 2.2 million. Less my net profit goal. So I start with that. In this particular case, they wanted to make 10% net profit. Okay, so they wanted 10% of gross profit, which was the 2.2 million. So they wanted a bottom line of $220,000. Subtracted overhead, which is everything not cost of goods sold, non-payroll, and the related taxes of $800,000. When I do that, I get what's called the calculated salary cap. In other words, if I take my sales minus my product costs, minus my overhead, minus what I want to make, that's the most I can spend on salary. If you think about it, every sports team basically has a salary cap, unless you're the New York Yankees, and the Red Sox and the Dodgers. Most of them do, and even they have to live within their means. All right. I then subtract the actual payroll costs, which in the case that I'm showing here was 1.540. All right. So they had excess payroll cost of $360,000. Now, a few notes. Go look at this. This is hard to follow. But the example I'm given, they had excess payroll costs of $360,000. In fact, they were losing $140,000 a year, never mind making $220,000. All right. A few notes while putting the form together. When establishing your profit goal, aim high. I assume the goal when you started your business was to make money. So aim high. Notice I'm subtracting profits as the first thing after gross profit, after product costs. Your business profit plan is designed to make a profit that your business deserves. If you can't figure out how to reach that profit, then maybe the business isn't a viable business as currently operated. A book to pick up, Profit First by Mike Michalowicz, Michalowicz. Very good explanation on why you should take your profits first, and a pretty good method that I help coach too. I've used his book and coaching method with some of my clients. Payroll costs are all wages, salaries, and outsourced contractors that you pay. Also add in all related costs such as payroll taxes, pension plan contributions, bonuses, health insurance, whatever else. Overhead costs are all other business expenses other than cost of goods sold and payroll costs. The rent, the utilities, the vehicle cost, whatever else you have, okay? Once you've completed the form, determine if you have excess payroll costs, like my example above, or if your payroll is under the calculated salary cap. If you're under the salary cap, like it says you're not spending as much as you could on salary, I recommend go back and increase your profit goal, because you're obviously doing pretty well already. My experience, though, is that a business that is making a good profit already is perfectly situated to rapidly increase their profits by following my smart profit maximizing system. If your worksheet shows that you have excess payroll costs, don't panic. My example above is from a real client who I worked with. Once I worked with them to implement my smart profit maximizing system, and I'm going to go over payroll sometime in the next week or two, how to control it, how to reduce it, like what we did for my client here. We eliminated the payroll cap deficit and increased their profit to $166,000 rather than a $220,000 loss, and that was done in less than a year. All right, and it was mainly by looking at payroll and controlling payroll costs. This is the order that I use to increase profits. Once I have this formula and I know where I'm at. First, I work with the client to decrease their overhead costs. We talked about that 2 days ago, yesterday. I don't remember when I did it. Part 6 of the profit formula. It's the very easiest place to be, so that's where I start. Second, I work to reduce the payroll cost. I haven't done that in a while, so I'm going to find that article, try to do it recently. Third step, I work on increasing gross profit. This is mainly done by reducing your product costs and improving your business cash conversion cycle. I talked about this a little bit, part 4, just recently in the last couple weeks. Finally, we work to increase sales. I do this last because at this point we now can increase sales and it almost always goes straight to the bottom line. Remember, if you increase sales first, you're actually working harder and you may actually lower your profits if you don't have things in place. Remember, massive profits really is not an accident. They are a result of creating and implementing as well throughout our implementing a well thought out profit increasing plan. I can do that again. Massive profits is not an accident. It's a result of following a well thought out plan to massively increase those profits. Remember, this takes a little bit of time, but it's really the most important thing you did because you're in business to make a profit. Otherwise, go get a well-paying job. Just if you've run your own business for 4 or 5 years, you're in demand on the job market. People are looking for somebody like you that can, knows how to get things done. All right. So, I mean, if you're not going to make a profit, why put in all that effort? It's simple as that. So let's make it a profitable year. So until next time, let's make 2020 our most profitable year ever. Thank you very much.